Today we're speaking to Joe Marchese, Mayor of the City of Darien. Joe, this is your first official year as mayor, and you've had a very busy year.
With 22 years as an alderman, I thought I knew a lot about the way things operated. But what I find out is I learn something new every day that I go into City Hall and work. I know we've got a great staff. They're very supportive. We've tried a number of initiatives this year, and we're really excited about what has taken place, what we've been able to accomplish. At the same time, this last couple of weeks with this coronavirus, we've really been, I wouldn't say set back, but all of our efforts now are concentrated on working for our residents and working with the state of Illinois to figure out how we're going to cope with this.
Throughout the pandemic, Governor Jay Pritzker has been giving daily press conferences to explain all the information going on throughout the state. How do you, as the mayor of Darien, take in all this information and respond to it?
Governor Pritzker does three phone conferences with all the mayors each week. And we usually get that right after or before he has his meeting on television that you see. We've found that information to be tremendously helpful to us because we have probably 200 to 300 mayors on the line listening to that information. So we take the key points from that and we'll put that out on social media so that our residents are getting the critical information they need to get. In addition to that, we also get a daily update from the Illinois Municipal League, and they summarize what Governor Pritzker puts out so that now we have the finer points. It's not just Joe Marchese taking notes on my phone conversation, but it's Brad Cole and the IML giving me critical points that I then turn around and communicate with the residents. And we've found that the residents have been very receptive to that information.
On our local and state levels, we have a stay-at-home policy in place. Have Darien residents been following these guidelines, or have we had any concerns?
It's been pretty good. We've monitored it real well. In fact, even today, I came out with another little video telling people that when you stay home, you're saving lives. And we've really found that through our police department that we really haven't had critical issues there with people gathering in parks and or gathering in large groups. We haven't had any reports. We haven't had any reasons to issue a cease and desist order because for the most part, Darien residents are pretty much doing what we expect of them.
Joe, are there essential staff members working at City Hall? And as an example, in the case of our Public Works Department, would they be available to go out in the event of an emergency?
Right now, our City Hall is closed, but we have every staff member there, including the mayor, the city administrator, city planner. We're there every day, but we're practicing social distancing. We're staying apart from one another. We're eating separately. We're bringing in food, we're ordering from Darien businesses to keep our Darien businesses going, but we're eating separately. And we're performing the critical functions that we need to perform as city officials, both staff and administrative and elective. As far as the police department, they're closed as well. They're doing some of the same things. They're separating their meal times, one officer to a car, as you know. And then what they're doing is they're learning to eradicate any bacteria from or germs from their clothing using Darien Woodridge Fire Department's resources. But the departments themselves, the buildings themselves, are closed off. Now, as far as Public Works is concerned, if the job requires 3 employees on the site, we take 3 separate trucks, so there's only 1 person per truck. So our Public Works facility people, they're working, our city staff is working. And the thing to remember, Bonnie, is we're a small staff. We have our Brian Vanna, myself, Dan Gombeck, and Joe Henderfin, and then we have 6 or 7 women or staff that are there, and they're all separated. So it's not as if we're a large staff where we can be sending people home. So for the most part, we've been doing well with our staff in terms of having them there and performing their daily functions.
We are hearing many stories of local residents doing some nice things to help others. Some people have been sewing masks. Local churches have been doing some project work. Have you heard some stories in the community of people doing some special things?
One of the first things that we did is we contacted Mr. Manos at Brookhaven. We contacted the manager of the Jewel Food Store to set up senior hours. Now that happened several weeks ago. And Jewel gave us the 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 a.m. time just for seniors. Mr. Manos decided to open up 1/2 hour earlier. What we did with that is we contacted the Darien Lions Club, and we asked the Darien Lions Club if they would be willing to accept grocery orders from senior citizens between 1 and 3 o'clock, 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday afternoons. And those orders then would be given to Lions Club members who would go shop between that 7 and 9 a.m. A time period on Tuesday, and then the groceries would be delivered. So that's one thing that we really are finding to be real helpful for our residents. But in terms of we've contacted the churches regarding their food pantry programs. And what we've learned is while they're still doing their food pantry programs, they're doing it in a modified sense, where they're handing Our Lady of Peace, they're handing out gift cards to people who would normally be coming in and getting bags of food. We constantly have phone calls from people who are saying, what can I do to help? And what we're suggesting that they do is they contact Help DuPage, which is an organization through DuPage County, where they could be doing things beyond just the scope of the city of Darien.
Joe, do you feel there are some critical issues that could use more support from Darien residents?
I think what's really critical is that we're really seeing the impact this is having on our Darien businesses. We're very concerned. We have a lot of small businesses within the city of Darien that provide wonderful services to our residents, and those businesses have had to close up. So our concern is getting them information that's part of the CARES Act, the legislation that was signed last Friday, so they know how to apply for small business administration grants and loans for payroll purposes, for rent purposes. I think that's critical. We've also used social media a lot just to encourage people to dine out. So I think it's really critical that we get the message out to Darien residents that as much as we're all kind of staying at home to help others, that we still have businesses that would love to provide support to us and would love for us to support them. I also have a lot of concern for senior citizens who don't have an opportunity to get out of the house. And that's why we started the program with the Lions Club, where the Lions are doing the shopping. I have found that there are a lot of people in Darien that are calling up their neighbors and they're saying, they know they're seniors. Is there anything I can do to help? Can I pick up a prescription for you? Can I pick up some groceries for you? And that's really synonymous with what Darien is. We're a volunteer community, and Darien helping Darien is the way we're going to make it through this.
Joe, we appreciate all that you're doing to lead Darien at this very challenging time. We understand there is a phone number that Darien residents can call you at, and that would be area code 630-353-8108.
That's correct, Bonnie. Or they can email me at jmarquez@darienil.gov.
Thank you, Joe, for joining us and sharing this valuable information.
Thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to you and talk to the residents of the city of Darien. Thank you very much.
If you have information to share on local connections, send us an email to local@alkayemedia.com. Thank you for watching.